rico, rico, baby, dame más rico, rico, baby, dame más rico, rico, baby, dame más rico, rico. Ay, señorita, diga bonita que necesita amor. Su sonrisita tan exquisita solo me invita y voy, voy, voy. Diga cosita porque me agita.
Hi, you all. How are you? Welcome back to our channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. So today we are making some kind of a pulao or a rice dish with some green chana it's called, or garbanzo beans, but these are green. These are not dried and these are fresh. And we're going to make like almost like a rice dish with it. And with that you can eat it with mirchi ka salan or something like that. But this is a very fast, quick, easy way to make it, and it's a shortcut way to make it. So please don't roast me about the shortcuts that I use, but I do use shortcuts, you know. And so we're gonna make this dish.
Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And without further ado, let's go on to the video.
So what are these ingredients for this rice dish with green garbanzos?
So we first need oil, obviously. We need cumin. Also, I don't know if you can see this. We need the
Green garbanzo. Okay, this is
garbanzo.
something that you can get at the Indian store. Any Indian store would have it, and nowadays there are Indian stores everywhere.
We have salt.
And these are frozen, and then I'm just using them like that.
I think this is salt. This is salt. What is this?
This is called vadi. Now, this is again something that you can get at an Indian store. It is made out of flour, or out of flour made out of what do you call or besan, which is flour made out of chickpea, and it has spices, and it adds an extra touch and flavor to the dish.
Kashmiri chili.
Which is again a chili which is not spicy, it's more for color. And if you don't find Kashmiri chili where you live, you can use sweet paprika.
Bay leaves. And onion.
So I have one sliced onion here which I'm going to use, and we're also going to use star anise to give this whole dish a very nice smell and flavor to it. So what are we going to do? What is the first step? First, I'm just using an instant pot because it's easier and faster. You can cook it on the
they can't see the pot.
yeah, you can use a pan on the gas stove and make it. It's fine. But whichever way you make it, just make sure after we finish the rice cooks, and that's basically the thing. So without further ado, let's get into making the dish. So I'm making this in an instant pot. I have another camera which I'll show you. You can see on the side where what is happening in the pan. So the oil, I've added some oil, and it's heated up, and I'm going to put just a little handful of cumin seeds in it, and you can see them sizzling. And as soon as they give off that nice cumin flavor, and they become a little bit brown, throw in your onions. And now we're going to wait for the onions to become a little bit translucent. This is extremely delicious, slightly healthy pulao. And my family loves this because it's very tasty, has a lot of flavor. You can have it just with some yogurt, or you can have it with some mirchi ka salan, where it gives you extra flavor. So I'm just right now cooking this. This is not spicy at all. It's just a very tasty dish. And in terms of pulao, you can make pulao with anything. You can make it with any vegetables that you might think of that you can boil and eat, like for example potatoes, cauliflower, they go very well in this. Carrots go very well in this. Peas go very well in this. So you can pretty much add all the vegetables in this, and it becomes like almost something that you can give to your kids or and to yourself, where you can eat a lot of vegetables without feeling that, oh, I'm eating such a lot of vegetables. And the other thing that you can do is you can make this with meat, any kind of meat, whether it's chicken or it's beef, goat, whatever your jam is. You can make it with that. Only the condition is the meat needs to be pre-cooked. Now, you would ordinarily think that I'm talking about biryani, but biryani is not made like that. In terms of biryani, you make it where the meat is pre-cooked to a certain level, and the rice is also pre-cooked, and then you cook it, say it's cooked 70%, and you just cook 30% under steam or under dum, which is where it makes it biryani. But if you have meat and you throw in some rice and you cook it just like that, it becomes a meat pulao. So that's the difference between meat pulao and biryani. So we can see that the onions are softening up because you do not want that bitter onion taste. Now is the time that I'm going to put just 2 star anise. Star anise is very, very, very fragrant, so you have to be very careful about how much you use. I'm going to add 2 bay leaves, or let's just put 3. I got 3, so we'll just put 3. And now is when you want to add your garbanzo or green chana. So as you can see, this is frozen, but at the same time I'm just using it from frozen. It doesn't matter. Once they're in this pan, they will soften up a little bit. And now we're going to just put our vadi. See, this is the packet. It's called Punjabi vadi, and you can.
No, so that one too.
Yeah, this is Punjabi vadi. You can get this at an Indian store, and I'm just going to smash it a little bit because obviously no one wants to eat such big pieces. So. So I'm just mashing the vadi just a little bit to break up the size. So that it distributes equally in the rice. You don't want it to be big chunks, you just want them to be small, medium chunks. Here you can see this. I think I'm going to add just a touch more. Oh, damn. I dropped it. Thankfully, my counter is very, very clean, so I could pick it up. And now it's giving off this amazing fragrance.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now is when we are going to add our salt. And salt is to taste. You don't need to over salt this dish. And we're going to add the Kashmiri chili. And as I said, you can use sweet paprika instead, which is fine too. This smells so good. So now we're going to just wait for the garbanzo beans to soften just a little bit, and then we'll add our rice. So we've done with all of our stuff that we have to put in this. Don't forget to keep stirring because you don't want your food to burn. I'm just going to add a little bit of oil. And I'm going to reduce the temperature a little bit. I'm going to just check. Now, the garbanzo beans are soft. And now, this is just 2 cups of rice. I've had it soaking in some with water.
That smells really good.
Mm-hmm. The reason why I make it in an instant pot is because I just put a timer for rice and then I can move on to other things. Like if you think about, is instant pot a worth it investment?
Yes.
I know it is expensive, but I would say it definitely is. So if you want to save time, I would say, invest in an instant pot because I do it. As you can see, like now the rice is all in it, and all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the lid on this and put it to a rice setting, and we're done. So this will automatically cook it, and we will be able to eat this. I don't have to do anything more. So we'll be back when this is cooked and I'll show you how it looks. So today we are making something called mirchi ka salan, or a dish which is an accompaniment to biryani, pulao or whatever. You can also call it a chili gravy. We use real green chilies to make this, and it's a simple dish. It takes a little bit of time, and what I like to do is I like to make a larger quantity of it, and then I store it in bottles and then thaw them and use them whenever we make some biryani or we make some pulao, and we eat it with that.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. Imagine I forgot to start it.
So what are the ingredients for mirchi ka salan? Of course, the first ingredient is chilies. I have bought a mix of jalapenos and these long red chilies. I will be frying these. You need garlic paste. You can use fresh garlic also. I am not going to because I don't want to waste my time. Ginger paste, again you can use fresh. You want to use some cashews or peanuts. Now I can't eat peanuts because I'm allergic to peanuts, so I use cashew, and it does not make any difference if you use cashew or peanuts. You do need some dry coconut. I get powder because it's easier. You need sesame seeds. You need some fenugreek seeds. Optional, but you can think of adding them. It adds a nice taste. Mustard seeds, cumin seeds, some Kashmiri chili, which is not very hot, salt, some red chili if you want it hotter, some tamarind paste. Now you can use fresh tamarind and then extract the water or whatever, but I just use this tamarind paste or concentrate, it's easier. Some turmeric, you do want that, and turmeric is good for your bones, so do add it. Some red chili if you want to add red chili to it. Some cumin powder. Some coriander powder. You want some sliced onions. I've got two large sliced onions here. Some red pepper whole. Some mint leaves. Some fenugreek leaves. These are both dried. I use the dried version. And I also use a wet version, but I use the one which is frozen, and I just thaw it and use a little bit out of that. You do need some mint and some curry leaves. So I know it looks like a lot of ingredients, but yeah, you can make it in a larger quantity and use it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to toast our dry ingredients with which we'll make a paste. So which means that we're going to toast some cashews, and my box is not open, so I'm having a hard time with it. Oh, got it. So how much cashews do you want to use is up to you. I just use 2 handfuls, and I eyeball it. Because my dish is, I'm using quite a fair amount of chili, so I want to balance it out with cashews, and we're going to add some sesame seeds to this. And a little bit of coconut powder. I don't add a lot, I just add a little bit. And you do want to dry roast these spices or ingredients. Then it gives you this nice toasty taste. In the curry. You do have to keep on stirring it, otherwise these ingredients tend to burn very fast. So I'll be right back after these ingredients are toasted. So as you can see, this is looking a little bit toasted. Now I'm going to add a little bit of the fenugreek seeds. Not a whole lot. And I'm going to keep toasting this with the fenugreek seeds now. This smells so good. I just want the fenugreek seeds to just be lightly toasted. Okay, I think this is done. I'm going to switch this off and I'm going to take all of this out. On a plate, because I need it to be cool before I do anything else with it. So this needs to be completely cool before I make it into a paste. So I'm just leaving it here to cool down. So I have these chilies out here, and what I'm doing is I'm just making tiny little slits on the chili like this, because I don't want the dish to be very spicy. I just want it to be a little spicy, so the seeds won't leak out, and hopefully it won't be so spicy that we can't eat it. So I'm just adding a little bit of oil here in my pan. I'm going to wait for the oil to get hot, and then we are going to just saute these chilies and put them on the side. So now I'm going to start sauteing the chilies. Ooh. Be careful, my chilies are wet, so I just washed them. So be careful. Just saute them. You want the chilies to blister, and that's when you know it's done. As you can see, some of them have started blistering. They give off this nice spicy aroma where the skin blisters, and oh my god, it's delicious. keep on stirring them so that they don't burn. You just want them blistered because they do have to cook in that gravy, so you only want them blistered. This smells so good. Don't you think, Isha?
It smells really good.
Isha loves this dish. It's one of her favorite dishes. I don't know how she can eat so spicy food, but she can, and it's shocking. Like, it's shocking to me how she eats spicier food than I do, you know, like, oh. I'm going to go with my trusty tongs because I'm more comfortable with them. But with Indian cooking, I feel like I need to use a spoon, but, you know, I think it's easier with tongs. That way the ones that are done, I can just take them out. These green chilies, the longer ones might be spicier than the other ones. I don't know. Every time I cook this, I try to use some different kind of chilies. And it's completely optional what kind of chilies you want to use. How spicy you want it. You can use serranos, you can use jalapenos. Don't use the ghost because you won't be able to eat that. That's going to make it very, very, very spicy. And if you want it really mild, you can use, what are those called that you just saute and you eat? No, not
No. There are you know what the alioli stuff, right?
I've forgotten the name. If I remember, I'll add it down there. Down below, you can use those. So this is how you want them to blister. You can see how they look. They're blistering. So you want this kind of a look. So as the ones that are getting blistered, I'm just taking them out. This way, it's a faster process because, you know, the other chilies you get more space. See how beautifully blistered this chili is. We have our cashew mixture here cooling. It looks almost cold, so I'm going to start with that also now. Let's just finish the chilies first. And if eating very spicy food is your jam, you can slit these chilies in half. I can't eat that hot, so I just make a, I have a escaped chili. So I just make a tiny slit because, you know, to give food the flavor, but not that much heat in it. our chilies are done. I'm going to add just a little bit more oil. And I'm going to reduce the heat because I don't want the spices to burn. And I'm going to start adding the spices in this. So we're going to add a handful of cumin, a handful of mustard seeds, our curry leaves, a few red chilies, and we're going to stir this. As they pop, they're going to make a lot of noise, which is okay. I'm going to increase the heat now. This smells so good. And now I'm going to add the onions. Oops. You want the onions to become almost brown. So let's wait for it to do its magic here while we make the paste for what is going to go inside over here. So I have this, hopefully this will work. This smells so good. I can't even start to tell you. I wish you could. So I'm going to add the ginger paste and this. I'm adding about 3 teaspoons of ginger paste. And 2 tablespoons of garlic paste. And I'm going to add some water. I'm going to add a little bit of water in this so that it makes a smooth paste. And yes, please do connect your mixie. So now that the onions are done, we're going to take out these red chilies and we're going to discard them. We don't want them in this dish. They were just to give flavor. So we discard these red chilies. And as you can see, the onions have turned brown, which is what we want. And now we're going to add this, the paste that we grounded. This is what we're going to add into this. It is a little bit stuck, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water because we have to add water anyway. Can you just stir this, baby?
Yeah. Recording, y'all.
I know. And we're going to add a little bit more water and cook this for about 10 minutes. So we'll be back after this is cooked for 10 minutes. Okay, so 10 minutes are up and we have a very hot paste here, so do be careful with it. I'm stirring it well so that it's combined. And now we're going to add the rest of our spices. So add your salt. Your Kashmiri chili. Turmeric. Coriander powder. Cumin powder. Some dried crushed mint leaves. Some dried fenugreek. A little bit of fenugreek leaves. Your fresh coriander, fresh mint, and the tamarind extract. At this point, you're going to add a little bit of jaggery as well. And I like to smash the jaggery so it cooks faster. And you mix it through. Now we're going to saute this for a little bit so that the spices in it cook. As you can see, it's got a beautiful color to it. And now we're going to add some water. Can you give me some water, please? What? We will. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
Give me some more water, please. So you want to make it quite thin because you're going to literally boil it for about 10 minutes after this. And now is when you add your chilies. So now that your chilies and your masala or everything is ready, we're going to let this be, and we're going to cook it for about 10 to 15 minutes till the oil separates. So we're back again. Our rice is done and it smells absolutely delicious. Jan is tasting it.
It's nice and hot.
It's hot, yes. Just do be careful.
Ignored.
So this is a quick and easy dish to make with green garbanzo or green chana. And this can be eaten with mirchi ka salan because it's pulao. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed making it, and will enjoy eating it. And to see more videos of the same, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And
Bye guys. We
we'll
love
see you
you.
in the next video very soon. Bye.
Rico, rico, baby, dame más rico, rico, baby, dame más rico, rico, baby, dame más rico, rico. Ay, señorita, diga bonito.